Greetings to our respected lecturers and all my dear friends. First of all, I would like to express my appreciation for giving us this opportunity to present on pedagogical capacity for meaningful learning, or in short, KPPB. This is one of the key pillars in the course MTES3203 and mathematical reasoning. First, we look at the course synopsis. This course covers mathematical reasoning, problem solving, application of reasoning in numbers and operation, measurement, geometry, and statistics. This course is offered to enable students to apply all other mathematical skills such as logical thinking, mathematical creativity, solutions to problems, and determine whether all of them are reasonable. Next, we look at the course information. The course classification is measured, and the program is PRSMP. Semester and year offered is semester 1, year 1. Credit value is 3. And next, we look at the course learning outcome course learning outcome 1, which is explain the three types of mathematical reasoning by using relevant examples. And course learning outcome 2, solve mathematical problems by using various appropriate strategies. Course learning outcome 3, justify mathematical procedures via mathematical reasoning in the area of numbers and operations, measurements and geometry, and statistics. CRO4, construct relation understanding via mathematical reasoning in the area of numbers and operation, measurements and geometry, and statistics. Next, this is the video that related to our course. Next, we look at the big idea of the course MTES3203 Math Reasoning. The big idea is mathematical reasoning fosters global competencies for quality education, equity, and problem solving. And next, essential questions, or we call it EQ. Why is mathematical reasoning essential for understanding and teaching mathematics meaningfully? How do different proof techniques help justify mathematical claims, especially in non-routine problems? In what way can we analyze and evaluate the correctness and efficiency of mathematical procedures? How can we foster relational understanding rather than rote learning in numbers, measurements, geometry, and statistics? And the last, what strategies can teachers use to design learning activities that promote reasoning and deep understanding among learners?
Okay, now we move on to CLO1, course learning outcomes 1. So HPK or CLO1 explain the three types of mathematical reasoning by using relevant example C2 and PLO1. So the topics, first mathematical reasoning, mathematical language for mathematical reasoning using symbols and notations to explain mathematical reasoning, types of reasoning, representational reasoning, various form of representations in mathematics, using representations to reason in mathematics, using representational reasoning to prove conjectures, inductive reasoning, the nature of inductive reasoning, using inductive reasoning to make conjectures, using inductive reasoning to prove conjectures, proof by induction, using counter example to reject conjectures, using inductive reasoning in mathematical games and recreations. So this is two video in YouTube video can watch. So that's for CLO1. Okay, now we are going to present about CLO2, course learning outcomes 2. So HPK CLO2, solve mathematical problems by using various appropriate strategies C4 PLO2 KKG7. So the topic, second, problem solving, mathematical problem solving, routine problem and non-routine problem. Polias for phases of problem solving strategies, guessing and checking, looking for a pattern, making a table, drawing a diagram, working backward, solve a simpler problem, and use algebra. So this is a two YouTube can watch. This is the CLO2.
So now we're moving on to course learning outcomes 3. In CLO3, students need to justify mathematical procedures via mathematical reasoning in the area of numbers and operations, measurement and geometry, and statistics. CLO3 includes C5, PLO2, and KKG3. For the topic, first we have numbers. Students use mathematical reasoning to explain results of comparison between numbers of objects in two sets differences, cardinal and ordinal numbers, results of comparison between values of fractions, decimals, and percentages, and justification of the rule of rounding numbers. For properties of number operations, students use mathematical reasoning to explain meanings of basic facts of operation for whole number. It verifies properties of number operations, intransitive property, commutative property, associative property, and distributive property. It also verifies results of multiplication and division involving zero. Multiplication of any number with zero is zero, and division of any numbers by zero is undefined. It generates and verify conjectures involving addition and subtraction of odd and even numbers. So these are the videos that relates the CLO3. For course learning outcomes 4, CLO4, students need to construct relational understanding via mathematical reasoning in the areas of numbers and operations, measurement and geometry, and statistics. CL4 includes C6, A4, PLO2, PLO5, KKG8, and KMK2. For topic, first, we have numbers. Students use mathematical reasoning to explain results of comparison between numbers of objects in two sets differences, between cardinal and ordinal numbers, results of comparison between values of fractions, decimals, and percentages, and justification of the rule of rounding numbers. For properties of number operations, students use mathematical reasoning to explain meanings of basic facts of operations for a whole number, and verify properties of numbers operations include transitive property, commutative property, associative property, and distributive property. It also verifies results of multiplication and division involving zero, which is multiplication of any numbers with zero is zero and division of any number by zero is undefined. It also generates and verifies conjectures involving addition and subtraction of odd and even numbers. So, these are the videos that relates to the CLO4. Next, continuous assessment for mathematical reasoning, MTES3203. Continuous assessment objectives. Students will be able to apply the three types of mathematical reasoning using relevant examples in solving problems, C2 and PLO1. Solving mathematical problems by selecting and implementing appropriate strategies, C4, PLO2, KKG7, and create non-routine problems and prepare a report of approximately 1,200 words on proving a mathematical formula through mathematical reasoning related to either number and operations, measurement and geometry, or statistics. C6, A4, PLO2, PLO5, KKG8, and KMK2. C2 is understanding, C4 is analyzing, C6 is create, and A4 is organizing. PLO1 is knowledge and understanding, PLO2 is critical and creative thinking in problem solving. PLO5 is effective communication skills in conveying information and ideas. KKG7, ability to systematically and clearly evaluate, select and organize alternative solutions procedures. And KKG8 is ability to execute problem solving actions. So these are the courseworks and rubrics for this subject.
And last, we look at the metadata. The lecturer that teach this course is Encik Afian bin Mustam. He is from Jabatan Matematik in IPGM Campus Pendidikan Teknik. And this all is the reference that we use in this course. That's all from us. Thank you.